Welcome to today's Explainer, everyone. We're going to dive into something really impactful today. Let's analyze a timeless story together, the fable of true wealth. You know, sometimes the most profound truths about human psychology, and really our whole pursuit of success, are hidden right inside these ancient narratives that have been passed down through generations. So let's just get right into it.
Okay, so let's jump straight into this massive underlying question. Can wealth without hard work actually bring happiness? I mean, let's be real. Almost all of us at some point have daydreamed about suddenly getting a massive windfall. We think, man, if I just had a mountain of money handed to me right now, all my stress would just vanish. We totally equate unearned wealth with ultimate freedom. But this story, it challenges that fundamental assumption head on. It basically asks us to consider whether the struggle, the labor, and the daily grind are actually intrinsic parts of our happiness rather than just annoying obstacles in the way of it. Keep that question in the back of your mind as we watch this whole narrative unfold.
Chapter 1. The Contented Woodcutter and the Rich Merchant. Picture this. We've got a poor, highly honest, and just completely contented woodcutter. His life is objectively really difficult. He works tirelessly all day long, swinging an axe under a scorching hot sun just to make barely enough money to survive until the next morning. But there's this absolutely key detail here. He is singing happily as he works. He isn't just suffering through his poverty. He's actively thriving within his daily reality. His baseline of happiness is incredibly high. There's this deep, unshakable peace in his routine. He chops the wood, he sells the wood, he eats, he sleeps. It's a rhythm of life that, despite its massive physical toll, provides him with absolute joy and clarity.
Well, enter the wealthy merchant. He happens to be passing through the forest, and he is just absolutely baffled. He sees this man sweating in the dirt, yet singing like a king. So the merchant asks him, "You're so poor. How on earth are you so happy?" And the woodcutter just smiles and replies, "Master, I possess the wealth of contentment. I worry about today, not tomorrow. I am happy with what I've earned today." Honestly, just let that sink in for a second. This isn't just some nice-sounding inspirational phrase. It's practically an impenetrable psychological armor. He has anchored his entire sense of self-worth and peace strictly to the present moment and to the honest effort of his own two hands.
Chapter 2. The Test of Gold Coins. So the wealthy merchant simply cannot compute this level of contentment. His entire worldview is built on this idea that wealth equals security and security equals happiness. So he decides to run a little impromptu psychological experiment. He pulls out this heavy bag completely overflowing with pure gold coins and offers it to the woodcutter. But here is the critical detail you absolutely cannot miss. The woodcutter initially refuses. He doesn't want it. His intuition immediately flags this unearned windfall as a major disruption to his peace. But the merchant insists. He pushes and forces the reluctant woodcutter to finally accept the bag of gold. The trap is now officially set. The woodcutter goes home that evening, not as a man who chopped wood to survive, but as a wealthy man who no longer needs to work at all.
Chapter 3. The Loss of Peace of Mind.
Almost immediately, the whole shebang fractures. The very first night, his sleep, that deep, restful sleep you earn from a hard day of physical labor, it completely vanishes. He suffers from terrible sleepless nights. And why? Because the void that was left by his lack of daily worry is suddenly filled to the brim with paranoia. He lies awake thinking, what if a thief comes? This transitions so fast into this agonizing anxiety over losing the coins. His mind is totally hijacked, and the ultimate consequence? By the next morning, he experiences an inability to even go to work. He's paralyzed. He literally can't leave the gold unguarded, so he stops doing the very thing that gave his life structure and purpose. Within just 48 hours, his trademark singing, his laughter, and his profound peace have been entirely eradicated by a bag of gold he never even asked for in the first place.
Chapter 4. The True Wealth of Life.
Okay, so by day 3, the woodcutter reaches his absolute breaking point. The cognitive dissonance is way too loud, the anxiety is way too heavy, and he realizes he has to make a radical choice to restore his equilibrium. So he marches straight to the merchant's house, hands back the heavy bag of gold, and delivers this stunning realization. "Sir, please take your wealth back. It has snatched away my sleepless nights and the peace of my heart. My true wealth is my hard work and my contentment." Think about the striking contrast here. Compare this desperate plea to return the money with his joyful quote from the very beginning of our story. He actually views the gold as a thief, not a gift, but a parasite that fed on his peace of mind. By returning it, he's not choosing poverty. Actually, scratch that. He's actively reclaiming his true fortune.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly why this matters so much for us today. On one side, you have this grand illusion that unearned wealth, excessive greed, or finding a quick shortcut to the finish line brings freedom. But in reality, as the source material points out, it almost always brings debilitating anxiety because you completely lack the foundation to support it. But on the other side, you have the reality. True happiness is found in contentment and honest hard work. The effort itself is the reward. The struggle is what gives the rest its sweetness. Hoarding unearned gains often destroys the very peace we are trying so desperately to achieve, because it disconnects us from our purpose and traps us in this endless cycle of protection and paranoia.
So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a final, pretty provocative question. What is the true wealth in your life? Take a really hard look at where you're directing your energy. Are you sacrificing your daily peace, your sleep, and your joy in the present moment for a bag of gold that might just end up keeping you awake at night? Or are you like our woodcutter, finding immense value in the work you do today and cultivating a contentment that no one can ever steal from you? It's a fascinating paradigm shift, isn't it? Thank you so much for joining me to unpack this incredible story. Keep learning, keep reflecting, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.